Hi everyone. So today you are going to finish lesson 5. This is going to be mostly independent work for you. I am going to run through task 1 with you just so we all remember how to do the recipe, what we have to type in, how we have to type it in. But after that, you guys are going to do task 2, 3, and 4 on your own. So before we begin anything, you want to make sure that you are logged into WeScheme. Okay, and then you want to click a new program and save it as your last name lesson 5. So in WeScheme, we're going to click start a new program, and I'm going to save it as Joseph lesson 5. Then we click save. Okay, so you are ready to start the lesson. Click new program, last name lesson 5. So we want to use the recipe button at the top of WeScheme to type the recipe for our GT function that we did yesterday. So we are going to use the recipe function. So up here at the top, we click recipe and it brings up that box. So we're going to type it in exactly how we see it on our paper. So we have GT, tab brings you to the next box. So what's really nice about this, do you notice how GT turned green after I finished it? Because that's saying, okay, you're okay to move on. Once I tabbed into domain, now we see that this is red. So that's alert you that you haven't finished filling in the box yet. So the domain of our function was number. See how it turned green? So I tab over, our range was image. So that's our contract. So now we go down to example, and we want to type it in exactly how we see it. So we started with a parenthesis, and we did GT space 50, close the parenthesis. See how it turned green? Tab, parenthesis, triangle, space, 50, space, solid as a string, space, green as a string. Okay? Close parenthesis, close parenthesis. Now we have to do another example. So we have parenthesis, GT space 100, close parenthesis, tab, parenthesis, triangle, space 100, space, solid as a string, space, green as a string, end parenthesis. Okay? So now we go down to our code and we changed example to define. We have GT, but instead of a number, we said the number represents the size of the triangle. We have GT size, parenthesis, triangle. That number represents the size, solid, green as strings, close parenthesis. So before you click insert, you want to make sure that every single one of your boxes here is green, because that's letting you know, okay, you've entered this in exactly how it needs to be typed. So after we do this, we click insert. Okay. Then number 2 in our note packet says click run, because remember, once I add something to my definitions, the computer's not actually going to use it until I run the program. So we click run. Now, number 3 says, Number 3 says, in the interactions window, now try using the GT function using various sizes. For example, try these 3 pieces here. So we're going to evaluate these in our interactions window. So the first thing is GT10. So there's a solid green triangle of size 10. The second one, GT35. Solid green triangle of size 35. And the last one, GT500, solid green triangle of size 500. Okay, so notice that GT is a shortcut to getting a solid green triangle instead of typing the code every single time. So instead of typing triangle 500 solid green, we used our software to define a function that creates a solid green triangle, and all we have to do is add the size to the function. Okay? So what I want you guys to do now is work through task 2, task 3, and task 4. Okay? So make sure you pay attention to how we did day 1 of lesson 5. So go back to your notes. Go back through what we did. You're going to create a contract, do your examples, figure out, show you here, your step 3, which is using the definition. Then you're going to enter your recipes into WeScheme, okay? And you know they're going to work if they create the image that you're trying to make. So task 2 looks like it's a blue circle. Task 3 is a dot. Task 4 is a half function, so it should cut numbers in half when you use it, okay? And then once you are done with task 4, down here at the bottom, it says, at this point, ask your teacher to check your code for tasks 1 through 4 by showing that the following 4 pieces of code work. So what you need to do is type GT120, BC33, dot maroon, and half 80. When you type that into your WeScheme program, you should get 4 things: a green triangle, a blue circle, a maroon dot, and the number that is half of 800. Once you get those 4 things, you need to take a screenshot of your work. So in WeScheme, you're going to take a screenshot of your work. So you can use print screen on your computer, or we can come down to the magnifying glass and type in snipping tool, right? You can use snipping tool and just take a screenshot of your work, copy it into a Word document, and then send it to me in Schoology. Okay? You will not get credit for this part of the lesson until I receive the screenshot. Okay? For those of you who are in school, you can show this to me in class. Unfortunately, for those of you who are at home, I have no other way of seeing what you're doing unless you send it to me in a screenshot. Okay? So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out. The rest of this lesson is independent work. Okay? Have a great day.